What's up, everyone? So we are here with the king of DIY, Joey Mullen. It is nice to have you in Ohio at the rescue finally.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to go ahead and ask you a few questions that I know our followers are going to want to know. So for starters, you've seen Ohio Fish Rescue. You've been here for a couple of days. What do you think of the craziness? What's your thoughts on the rescue itself?
First and foremost, there's a few immediate takeaways. First and foremost, though, like I said, everything is way bigger than you think it is. The tanks are bigger, the fish are bigger, Rich is bigger, Josh is bigger. No, the rescue is just absolutely massive. The tanks are just, I thought I had a big tank. I do not. My tank would fit in this tank. The other thing I noticed immediately was when I came out into the pond area, the first thing that I thought was going to happen was it was going to stink and it was going to be humid and hot, and it's just not. The air out here is probably a little bit better than in a house, simply because you do have balanced humidity out here, where a house can be a little too humid or a little too dry. It's like regular room temperature, but the pond is heated. There is no smell, which is a beautiful sign of it being properly cycled and established. The fish are, the second thing that I noticed, or the third thing I guess, was I was expecting, because there's so many fish here, I can't imagine what it's like to feed them all, or the cost in feeding these fish. And I do know that, like, it doesn't take long for a fish to get emaciated or lose weight, and I was expecting a few fish to be a little underweight, but I also thought that would be to be expected with housing so many fish. But I have not seen a single fish that wasn't a chunky monkey like this guy. And, so a lot of them, or at worst case scenario, like this arowana here has a beautiful body to it. He's not overweight, but he's certainly not underweight. He's like perfect. That would be like the smallest type of fish that you would see here, is just a perfect body shape. So no underweight fish. But I guess I should have, I didn't know Rich well enough. I mean, Big Rich probably feeds him a big diet. Does everything big, apparently. And so that was a huge eye-opener. It was incredibly, it was very, all of that combined was very refreshing. And now moving forward, because when you have something like this and you're doing something on such a large scale, you're going to attract, the armchair experts and critics and that sort of thing. But now I could be one of the people that actually defends and be like, no, that's not what happens there, and that's not what it's like. I was there. You were not. So that's a huge takeaway as well, because, I'm one for, like, I don't judge until I experience or see it myself. And that's been a huge blessing for me, and I appreciate you guys allowing me into your home. And
I wouldn't have had it to you, buddy.
Yeah,
that would have been great. No, we definitely appreciate
got a big black eye.
We definitely appreciate the kind words.
So you guys have known us for a long time on our YouTube channel, but of course we have the king here, so I want to get his input. If you were given this whole facility today, what would you change? What would you do differently?
Well, I kind of asked you this myself, and I asked you and you answered with exactly what I would have done, which is make the filtration system a little more accessible, and a little more efficient, easier to maintain. And your idea was, of course, to move that tank out of the way and build the filtration system back there. And I thought that was a fantastic idea. So I would do exactly what you were planning. That would be the number one thing. The other thing that I thought about was, none of this existed at one point, and then you guys would get a tank here and a tank there and a tank. So one of the things that kind of like is cool but irks me a little bit is, like, everything's so random, and I like things to be the same and same size this, and but you can't do that when you're setting something like this up, because you've never really planned on it getting to this or that turning into a pond eventually, or to have that tank and then you got this tank, and those things happen. So I guess, like, for me, I would want to reorganize the tanks a little bit, I guess, but they're just too big and you can't, once they're there, and especially in here, there's no way you're moving these tanks. Like if you wanted to move this out of the way, or there's just no way. So I think I would change the layout a little bit.
Fair enough.
But you only have so much room, and these tanks are absolutely massive. But other than that,
One of the funnest games to play is fish tank Tetris, I'll tell you that much.
yeah. Well, you do use a lot of air-powered pumps for your water circulation. I think
Yeah.
that I would just make sure that there was a little bit more in some of the tanks. But I mean, they clearly don't need it. That's just me. Like, I want more agitation in the surface. I like the look of it. You'll get the shimmer if you're using LED lights. The lights would shimmer, and the ripples of the water would shimmer off the skin. Yeah. In certain tanks, it would look good, but some fish don't like it. So what else would I change? I think like how I would try to change. I can't imagine your power bill and operating costs, so I would try to focus on things that would make this entire area a little more energy efficient. I would, you know, because you heat this room and then you heat some of the tanks, but you also heat that pond.
Yeah.
And Rich, like, I can't imagine, like, what is your average power bill here per month?
It's been as high as $1,600. It's been as low as, I don't know, 800.
So yeah, on average, you're looking at like $1,200 a month. That's an astronomical power bill. Although I probably would have assumed more. So you're really, things are seeming pretty efficient as it is. I mean,
as
that's,
efficient as possible. We try at least.
yeah, yeah. So in this room, the room is heated.
Yes.
This room, the room's heated by that garage heater.
Yeah.
So we heat the room to 84 degrees. The tanks stay around 80 to 82.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think there's not much to change. It's already established. The tanks are absolutely massive, and you told me the stories of how you got some of these tanks, and like, I don't even know how you got them in here. I don't know how many people. I don't even know enough people to help you move those types of tanks. So I can only imagine. Like, there's nothing to change, I guess.
Well, I can explain that real quick. If you want to stand over here, over this way. Now, see the vinyl siding on the wall? Well, once you grow up, you'll be able to see the vinyl siding.
Pick me up.
This was a room, an add-on. What we did was we put the cement in first,
Yeah.
waited like a month and a half, then we pulled this tank in here, then built the building around it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you are going to see a whole slew of videos, not only on our channel, on his channel. So you're going to be able to follow along and see a lot of the fun that we've had here the last couple of days. We are not done yet. We still got to figure out when you're getting in the monster pond.
Oh, absolutely never. I'm not gonna hit it. I know what those monsters do. I had an alligator gar before, and he smashed through the lid, 6 millimeter thick. These animals are absolutely powerful. If they wanted out of these tanks, you know, they would get out through the panel if they had to or wanted to. There's no way. Do I have to touch with my hand?
From his neck back. You can
Whatever you're comfortable with. We're gonna get down here.
I'll take this. I know what he's gonna do.
That's why I said from the neck back. Don't do that. Don't do that stuff in the front. He will scare the bejesus out of you.
I'm trying to get him to come over to it. There's no way I'm going to be able to touch it without getting bit. And I don't need the views that bad. I don't want to torment them. That's why I don't even
Joey's
want to get
scared.
in. It's fun to swim in them, but there's no way I would swim in that far.
Come here, bud. Let me pull my. Yeah, go for it.
What's up, buddy? Look at him.
You just don't go at the face.
Yeah.
He's a little bit deeper. You guys know that this is like 7-8 foot deep over here. So I reached my arm in there. He looks like he's right at the top of the water, but he's really not.
No, he's a few
And
feet down.
It's these arowana you have to watch out for. Look at that chunker. God,
Yeah, I would
he's
have pet
big.
one of them. Go pet one of the alligator guys.
Now,
He's gorgeous.
The alligator gar are actually some of the only ones I've actually been attacked by. Not these ones in particular, but I have been attacked by alligator gar.
Oh! Don't do it. Stop.
You're scaring Joey.
You're scaring the baby.
So it's this guy right here, and it's actually the one that frightens me a little bit. The size of his mouth, man.
Yeah.
But who would have thought that the king himself is scared to go in a little pond with some fish?
I just value my fingers.
Always like that. He's my friend.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little informational video. We're going to have some more fun filming a ton of more content over here. So you guys are going to have to stick around, wait for all the videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay fishy, my friends.